The helicopter rotors hadn't even stopped spinning when she stepped off the ramp. Modest uniform, clean boots, and a single silver bar that caught the sunlight. Quiet. Calm. Unremarkable to most eyes. To most, but not all. The Special Operations Training Ground buzzed with energy as Navy SEALs, Rangers, and Recon Marines eyed the new arrival. She walked without swagger, without noise, like someone who had nothing to prove and no one to impress. That alone drew attention. Fresh out of ROTC? A broad-shouldered SEAL murmured to his squad, smirking. Lieutenant Barbie reporting for duty. A few snickers. Avery ignored them, eyes scanning the range layout, assessing, calculating. The SEAL strutted toward her. "You lost, ma'am? Officer housing is that way." He pointed dramatically, earning a chuckle from his teammates. "We're running real ops here, not PowerPoint missions." Avery met his eyes unblinking. "No one here is lost, petty officer. We're all exactly where we're supposed to be." He laughed like she'd told a joke. "You ever even hear a round snap past your head?" he asked, leaning closer. "Or did you get that bar from a brochure?" She simply replied, voice steady. "I've heard more than rounds." Something in her tone made one older sergeant nearby glance over. Recognition? Respect? Fear? Hard to tell. The SEAL, oblivious, kept going. "This course breaks people. Doesn't matter if Daddy's a senator or—" A sharp beep cut him off. "The base alert system. All personnel stand by. VIP inbound. Command presence on deck in 60 seconds. The SEAL grinned wider. Perfect timing. Watch a real officer walk in. A convoy rolled toward the training grounds. Black SUVs, tinted windows. Then another. Then a military escort. Every soldier straightened. Every head turned. Avery stood still as a statue. Engines stopped. Doors opened. 4 generals stepped out. 2 Army, 1 Navy, 1 Air Force. The SEAL's jaw tensed. Even he felt the weight of that presence. They didn't look around. They didn't hesitate. They walked straight toward Avery. The lead general stopped, boots snapping together, and saluted. "Ma'am, welcome back." The SEAL's smirk collapsed. Confusion flooded his face. "Generals? Saluting her?" Whispers spread like wildfire. "Is that—" "No way." "Ghost Falcon?" Avery nodded once to the generals. "Good to see you all. We begin in 10 minutes. "Yes, ma'am," they echoed. Only then did she turn to the stunned SEAL. "You asked if I've heard rounds snap past my head," she said quietly. "I've heard entire cities go quiet." His face drained. "And petty officer?" she added as she started walking away. "Rank sits on the collar. Respect doesn't." The sergeant approached him slowly, voice low. "Son, some people earn salutes you'll never understand. That woman doesn't attend special operations programs." He paused, eyes following her. "She designs them." Avery disappeared into the command tent. No applause, no speeches. Just silence trailing her like a shadow. Quiet, calm, unremarkable to most eyes, and feared by those who knew better. The briefing tent hummed with whispered questions, confused glances and shoes shifting uneasily against the floor. The SEAL who mocked her sat stiff as stone, trying to disappear into his seat. Avery Hale stood at the front, not behind the podium, but to the side, as if she didn't need height or position to command attention. Her mere presence was gravity. A general cleared his throat. "Today's evaluation will be led by Lieutenant Hale." Shock rippled like a wave. One ranger leaned toward another. "She's leading us?" "No," the sergeant whispered. "She's evaluating." The SEAL swallowed. Avery stepped forward, voice even and calm. "Good morning. Your mission is simple. Infiltrate, extract, exfiltrate. No simulated fatalities, no civilian casualties, no excuses." Someone muttered. "Sounds like every drill ever." Avery turned slightly. A subtle movement, yet the room froze. "Then you should pass flawlessly," she said. The exercise began. In the dense training forest, teams moved silently, or tried to. Branches snapped. Breathing grew loud. A ranger cursed after slipping in mud. 10 minutes in, a silent red light blinked across an operator's vest. Neutralized. A shadow dropped from a tree. landing like mist, Avery. Before the soldier could react, she was already gone, vanishing into the brush without a single leaf crunch. Whispers on comms lit up. Did she just... How is she everywhere? Who trained her? Another red blink, then another. The sergeant watching muttered, "She hunted insurgent leaders in 3 continents. You don't see her until she wants you to." The SEAL squad reached the mock hostage building first. Weapons up, signals tight, textbook perfect clearing formation. They breached. 3 steps in, a flash, not loud, just disorienting. Smoke swirled. Figures blurred. Then came a voice in the dark. Calm as ice. You entered without confirming secondary entry points. Rubber rounds hit every operator's chest. Precise. Non-lethal taps. Their sensors flashed red. Exercise dead. The smoke cleared. Avery stood where the hostage had been. Weapon lowered. Face unreadable. The SEAL who mocked her stared at the sensor flashing on his vest. This was a trap? No, she said. This was a lesson. The remaining teams panicked, rushing, tripping sensors, exposing positions. One by one, red lights blinked. Finally, only the mocking SEAL remained active. He ran through the clearing, gasping, scanning trees, and froze when a gloved hand lightly tapped his shoulder. She stood behind him. Silent as a ghost, exercise over. He didn't turn, didn't speak, just whispered, "Ma'am." Back at base, soldiers stood straighter as she passed, not out of fear, but respect forged in humiliation and awe. Avery paused near the chastened SEAL. "You have skill," she said. "But skill without humility becomes weakness." He nodded, eyes lowered. "Yes, ma'am." Her gaze softened just a fraction. "Good. Now let's turn it into strength." She walked away, already planning the next drill, already disappearing into legend again. Because some command with rank, some command with volume, and some, they command with silence, and every warrior listens. Night settled over the base like a heavy curtain, quiet, tense, electric. Training was over. Showers ran, boots thudded. The day's humiliation still hung in the air like thick dust. Inside the dimly lit operations hall, an after-action replay glowed across monitors. Red indicators blinked endlessly, each one a failure, each one a reminder. But no one spoke about the losses. They spoke about her. Avery Hale walked in, calm as ever, hair still damp, uniform crisp. The room straightened instinctively, not out of obligation, but instinct. Even tired eyes snapped awake. She paused, scanning the room. No praise, no criticism, just quiet observation. Finally, a young ranger couldn't take it. "Ma'am," he said softly. "Who are you?" The sergeant stiffened, ready to intervene, but Avery nodded once. "Fair question." She tapped the screen. A classified emblem flashed. Access restricted. The room held its breath. "You've all seen loss," she began. "You've all seen war. Most of you have seen combat I respect deeply." Her eyes moved slowly across the room, not judging, but remembering. But I saw a city fall in silence. The SEAL who mocked her earlier flinched. The tone alone was different now. Not hardness, not ego. Something older, heavier. She continued quietly. "My unit entered a hostile zone with 46 people. A beat. Only 3 of us walked out. Silence swallowed the room. No air support. No extraction. No communication. We survived because we learned the most important lesson war gives." Her gaze locked on the SEAL, not reprimanding, but teaching. Rank doesn't save you. Titles don't protect you. Ego kills faster than bullets. A general in the corner, silent until now, finally spoke. She led an operation that prevented a regional collapse. Names erased, files sealed, nation stabilized. The public will never know. Avery's voice stayed quiet, almost tired. "I didn't come here to be saluted. I didn't come for respect. I came because warriors like you deserve lessons paid for in blood. Not textbooks." She looked at the mocking SEAL, the man who'd laughed hours ago, now sitting like stone. "You're talented," she told him. "You have fire. Fire can burn a house down, or light the world. He swallowed hard. Ma'am, I'm sorry. Her expression didn't soften, but her tone did. Don't be sorry. Be better. She turned to the room. If you treat every unknown face like they might save your life one day, you'll live longer. No cheering, no dramatic salute, just quiet understanding rising like dawn. Avery stepped back. Tomorrow, we train harder. Dismissed. The operators filed out slower than they'd come in. Humbled. Sharper changed. Only the sergeant stayed behind, watching her. You know, he murmured, most legends don't walk the same ground as the rest of us. Avery exhaled softly. Legends die alone. I prefer my people live. And with that, she disappeared into the night. Not a myth, not a hero. Just a soldier who had seen too much, and chose to protect others from seeing it too. Thunder rolled across desert ruins, but it wasn't weather. It was artillery in the distance, shaking dust from broken walls. Smoke hung heavy. Radios crackled with static. Every breath tasted like metal and fear. 12 hours earlier, Avery Hale wasn't a myth. She was a lieutenant leading 46 special operators on a mission deep inside hostile territory. A strike. Meant to stop an uprising before it spread like fire across nations. But intel was wrong. Reinforcements never came, and the enemy arrived in waves. Gunfire tore the night. Buildings shook. Faces she knew, trained, strong, fearless, fell one by one. Fall back. A captain yelled over the chaos. No! Avery answered as she dragged a wounded Marine behind cover. We hold this street or the whole region burns. Even then, under mortar flashes, she didn't scream or shake. She spoke like steel, quiet, controlled, absolute. Her men called her Hailstorm, but there was no storm in her eyes, only ice. A sniper round snapped past her ear. She didn't flinch. A rocket detonated against a truck. She shielded a comms operator, shrapnel slicing her shoulder. Lieutenant, we're being overrun. Then make them pay for every inch. Hours blurred. Blood in the dirt. Medics crying. Gunners burning barrels until weapons glowed red. Still, she moved like time obeyed her, checking perimeters, marking targets, whispering strength to shaking hands. Stay with me. We don't break. Breathe. Aim. Live. When the captain fell, she caught him before he hit the ground. He grasped her sleeve, voice barely a breath. You're in command. Her jaw tightened, grief drowned by duty. Yes. Sir? She stood, face streaked with grime and tears no one could see, and keyed her radio. All units, regroup on me. We make our stand here. Someone whispered, we won't last. Avery's reply was a razor wrapped in calm. Then we last anyway. And they did. They fought street by street, dragged wounded under fire, used silence and shadows when ammo ran dry, improvised traps, coordinated ambushes, slipped through ruins like ghosts in a graveyard. 3 days. No food, little water, no sleep, no extraction. 46 went in. 3 came out alive. When rescue finally arrived, medics rushed to pull her onto a stretcher. She refused. Help them first. Her knees trembled, but she stayed standing. Command tried to debrief her. She said only one thing. Don't write names into history. Write them into training manuals. No one should die like that again. And she walked away before medals could be pinned, before applause could be forced, before grief could swallow her. She didn't become a legend that night. She became the protector of those who would fight after her. She trains elite warriors not because she seeks glory, but because she refuses to bury another soldier if she can teach one how to live. Dawn broke over a jungle valley, humid, dense, alive with danger. The SEAL team moved like shadows through foliage, boots sinking into wet earth, rifles raised. This wasn't training anymore. This was real. A cartel warlord. Hostages. Intel said heavily armed fighters, tight terrain, zero margin for error. The very kind of op Avery Hale prepared them for. The same SEAL who once mocked her now led point, quieter, sharper, humbler. Every breath felt heavier than his gear, every movement measured. Eyes up, he whispered. Respect the unknown. A line he'd heard from her. A line that changed him. A twig snapped. Not under his foot. Ahead. His old self would have charged. Ego first. This version froze, raised a fist, signaled halt. Silence swallowed the jungle. Then, a muffled voice. Foreign tongue. 2 silhouettes, armed. He glanced at his team, not reckless. Not afraid, just ready. They moved slow, silent, intercepted, neutralized quietly, no alerts raised. Phase 1, perfect. He exhaled through his nose. She was right. Silence wins battles. They reached a hut compound guarded by 6 men. 1 hostage crying inside, timer ticking in his mind. The SEAL crouched, analyzing angles. Old him would have rushed. Now he whispered, "Patience buys lives. Team split. 2 flanked. 2 covered ropes of retreat path." Then he remembered her voice again. Every unknown face. Treat them like they might save you. He scanned again, and saw it. A second hostage tied to a beam behind the first, hidden, overlooked. A rushed entry would have killed them. Both! Heart hammered. He adjusted entry plan. Quietly, flash, breach, clean. Shots. Hostiles down. Hostages safe. No shouting. No panic. Just precision. Inside, 1 hostage trembled. "Who trained you?" The SEAL didn't answer, didn't puff his chest, just whispered, "Someone worth listening to." As they extracted, he pressed a hand to his radio, not transmitting, just holding it, like a silent nod to the unseen mentor who shaped him. They reached the evac point when bullets cracked from the tree line. Ambush, grenade arc, perfect throw, but he didn't panic. He heard Avery's whisper again. Ego kills faster than bullets. Stay thinking. He signaled smoke, redirected fire, shifted angles, enemy fell, team survived. When dust settled, his sergeant clapped his shoulder. "You led like a ghost taught you." The SEAL didn't smile, not fully, just breathed steady. He cleaned his weapon quietly. No bragging, no swagger. Finally, he spoke to his team. "One day, you'll train under her. When you do, listen with your soul, not your pride. No cheers, no applause, just a silent oath among warriors. They fight before you, so you can walk home alive." The airfield buzzed softly beneath a warm sunrise, helicopters idling, boots crunching gravel, radios whispering orders. Training day again. But today felt different. Rumor spread fast. She was coming back. Operators straightened uniforms, adjusted rifles, stood a little taller. Not out of fear, but pride. The SEAL who once mocked her stood among them. Not in front, not hiding, just ready. A quiet strength in his stance. The man who once smirked now carried a calm sharpened by humility and earned discipline. Rotor blades thundered in the distance. A black helicopter descended. No insignia. No ceremony. Because legends don't need banners. She stepped out. Trust. Lieutenant Avery Hale. Calm. Silent. Still. Carrying that silver bar like it meant nothing and everything at the same time. The line of soldiers snapped to attention, not because a rank demanded it, because respect did. She approached, scanning faces, reading posture, seeing every story written in sweat and scars. Her gaze landed on him. No hostility, no triumph, just recognition. "You led a live op last week," she said, as if she'd been there. "Yes, ma'am," he replied, voice grounded, steady. 2 hostages recovered. 0 casualties. Good. He swallowed, then spoke from a place deeper than pride, from truth. "I heard your voice in every decision I made." She didn't smile. She didn't need to, but something softened in her eyes, faint as a breeze, real as steel. "What did you learn?" He exhaled. That rank doesn't make a leader. That ego kills. That silence wins. That the unknown deserves respect. He paused, then finished. "And that legends aren't loud. They leave echoes." Avery considered him. Not measuring, acknowledging. "You did well," she said. "Your team lived because you listened. That's leadership. No fanfare. No praise parade, just truth. And for a warrior, truth meant more than medals. The general stepped forward. We'd like you both to speak at the leadership symposium this month. The SEAL glanced up sharply. Him? She raised a hand slightly, stopping the general. No, she said. He doesn't need a stage. He needs more missions. A brief beat. Then she turned to him again. The world doesn't change because you speak well. It changes because you act right when no one watches. He nodded. Firm. Yes, ma'am. And one more thing, she added quietly. You don't owe me respect. He blinked, confused. You owe it to every soldier who never came home. The weight hit him, and he stood taller. She stepped past, heading toward the next group of elite soldiers waiting to learn from her. But then, surprisingly, she paused, looking back. Good work out there, she said. Keep earning it. He didn't salute out of reflex. He saluted out of belief, and she returned it, not for him, but for what he became. Because sometimes legends don't create followers. They build leaders who carry silence like armor, and respect like a weapon.